The Dynasty.
Hey world, what's good? It's your boy LG and I'm back with another video, and we are live right now with a very special guest. You guys see it. I talked about it on Twitter, and we are here live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live with Tansau. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Yep, Tansau.
Tansau. All right, I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. Because, I don't like butchering people's names. Tansau, or Tortoise Sensei, as
Yep.
people call him. And first off, I want to say once again, thank you for taking the time to be here. I actually wasn't expecting you to do it. To be honest, I was actually surprised that you do it. And I appreciate you because we're gonna go into several things. We're gonna be talking about it a little bit. And for those who don't know who you are, first of all, y'all sleep, okay? Second of all, for those who don't know who you are, go ahead and briefly explain yourself, introduce yourself for a bit.
I go by many names as I've been pretty omnipresent over the internet. I am I'm an artist, I'm an aspiring musician, and pretty much that's it. I've been drawing for all my life, only that I've just started taking this whole thing seriously.
Really?
Yep.
How recent are we talking?
As recent as 2016.
Really? Okay. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've been lurking on the internet for quite a while, for like nearly 20 years at this point.
Okay.
But
So you're not new to the internet. You just as far as like drawing seriously, you're fairly new drawing seriously. 2016. Wow. I thought you've been drawing. I don't know why. I thought you've been doing it longer than that. I don't know why. You just have that it's we'll talk about it later. But continue. I'm sorry. It's exciting.
I have been drawing for quite a while, and I've had shared my stuff over the internet prior to 2016. I mean,
Oh, okay.
The unfortunate part is it cannot be found. Like, if I were able to find it, the oldest piece you would probably find would probably be around 2006.
Okay. That's out there. That's out there.
Yeah.
That's definitely out there, man. But that's good, man. Like you've been doing it for a good minute, then. And that's crazy. So like I know we're gonna get into music, and let me just move over because that's kind of. But yeah, you guys can see at the bottom left corner here of the screen. This is just some of his work. He's done a lot. He does like a lot of commission work as well. He's actually the one that commissioned my my mascot for the Dynasty Dimes, which I will show you guys. You guys haven't seen it yet. Y'all sleep once again, but y'all, this is Dinah right here. You guys can see that. So you guys can see that, and I reached out to him, and actually, to tell you how I found you, I found you via Black Sage, because I've known Black Sage for a bit, and he was big into reposting like different artists that were defying the mainstream narrative of people that are against like sexy women in video games and stuff like that, and he was just showcasing artists that proved his point, and you were one of the people that he would post or retweet constantly. And one thing I will say that I like about your work is it's just I like how it looks so simple. You know what I'm saying? Like it's simplistic. And like for when you do like your Pokemon your Pokemon or Pokethoughts, you make it looks like you could be one of their artists. Like if I didn't know better, I could have sworn that you were one of the artists that were hired for Pokemon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you were the one that they put, like, of course, you know how they are about some of the characters sometimes, but like you were one of the artists that they'll go to, like, hey, like you were in their pocket because you emulate that style like so well, and it works. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain people's art that is like, I see where you're going from, but it doesn't make sense. But like you bring the believability out uh, with it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it.
which is strange considering the fact that Ken Sugimori, the guy who designed uh all the Pokemon starting from Gen 1,
Mhm.
he's one of my influences.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell. Yeah, I could tell. Very very big influence, and like your influences. I know you. I think you said Toriyama was another one of your influences, correct?
Yep, he's the one that I always bring up because a lot of people always bring him up whenever they discuss my work.
Yeah,
And because let's be honest, Dragon Ball Z, that was a game changer for all of us.
it was. I agree. I agree. One of the reasons why we have anime in the states, one of the main reasons, because if Dragon Ball didn't take off the way it did, I I don't think we would be seeing a lot of anime. I think we would still be in the cartoon era. You know what I'm saying? This would be way more of a niche market. You know, if even if for those that do watch anime, like it would be a niche, like a niche super niche market than what it is now. Um,
Pretty much.
but I definitely, that's one of the things I definitely like about your art is like it's, although it's like it can be looked at as cartoony, and you do have some of those elements there. It's like it works. You know what I'm saying? And you got, like I said, you guys can see some of his art in the bottom left corner. Now, I want to know what made you want to go the anthropomorphic chicks route, that slash short stack route. I think a lot of people want to know that, me included. I'm one of those people.
I think it's basically the same thing that every other anthro artist uh, likes to get into. I mean, it's the same starting point for every one of us, and that's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. That works. That works. That works. That works. The
Yeah.
let me see something right quick. Hey, what up, Stooge? How you doing? Yeah, thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. Let me pop out my chat right here. I'm sorry, because I get sometimes I got to make sure I pop out my chat. For those of y'all that's watching, if y'all haven't already, please be sure to like, uh, subscribe if you're new and all that good stuff. Like I said, we're talking with greatness right here. Oh, y'all better recognize talking with greatness. Like, and I do like also one of the big things that I like from you is your professionalism. I definitely will give you credit for that because a lot of artists, um, they don't they don't do like a lot of artists. They get ahead of their ass, and I've seen people like artists, especially like on Twitter, uh, that will just take take their flame, their clout, and they just let it go to their heads. And you do a really good job of uh of just being professional with it as best as you can. um when we work together, so I'm gonna tell y'all how we worked, how I got together. Once y'all know how I found him was through Black Sage. So I made up in my mind, I said, look, I'm going to get, and I got another friend that's an artist too, that does art as well. His is definitely, his is a different style. And he was like, yeah, I like, he's like, even he was like, I like your style, because he likes, it's very, like, it looks very simplistic, but it's very tasteful, it's very good, um and so I was talking with him. I was like, bro, I gotta get his art style will be perfect for what I'm trying to do, like especially with NSFW. uh the NSFW, going the NSFW route, it's especially when you have these animated mascots. I like the idea of uh it kind of goes back to how like cartoons used to be, because I don't know if you're old enough to remember how cartoons used to be originally were originally intended for adults. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Before like during the wartime, during, oh yeah, this is prior to me. uh and I'm telling my age. I'm like about to be 35 this year. um so
Damn.
yeah, so I prior, like way prior to me, I used to like look at like the old like Bugs Bunny cartoons, like, and those used to be like in the 20s, and those
Yeah.
cartoons were basically made, for adults in mind. Kids just so happened to latch onto them because of the way they looked, and it's kind of the same thing. I like, that's one of the reasons why I like your art and what I'm doing with one of my brands with Dynasty Dimes, which is the more NSFW stuff, the celebrating those who do sex work. Um,
Hmm.
and I, like I said, I used to work as a DJ in the strip clubs for some time, and part of the business that I wanted to create was getting people together that do sex work, and let's build that as part of the brand. But I wanted to use a mascot because that would get a more visual appeal, for one,
Hmm.
and for two, it's better than using somebody else's likeness, because if you're using someone's likeness, you're gonna have to like go through all of this rigmarole about paying them and all of that stuff, and
Yeah,
you know
royalties.
yeah, royalties, and folks ain't even, and the person that you use ain't even all that famous, but they want to sit up here and talk about, I want royalties and all of that stuff. So I said, no, fuck that. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get me a mascot, and I came to you, and I came to you because, like I said, I'm gonna show y'all what the first sketch that we came up with. Where's the sketch? Here we go. Bam. Here's the sketch, right? And this is the, what the sketches with Dino, with the big butts and stuff. I noticed you like So let me ask you a personal, kind of a personal question. So which one do you prefer more? Like, are you an ass man, or you a you a breast man? Which one?
It's kind of hard to pin down because I first started out as a tit man
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because me being influenced by anime and stuff like
Yeah.
back in the early 2000s
Right, right,
when I
right.
found out what etchy was.
Right, right. Exactly.
But as time kind of like went on,
Yeah.
uh I kind of grew into being an ass man. So for me, it's all about balance. Like there's one
mm,
half of me that's a tit man, and the other half of me that's an ass man.
I feel that. I feel that. I can get with that. All right, we can rock with that. I can rock with that. So for pun's sake, the ass kind of grew on you, huh?
Yep.
All right, we'll go with that. We'll work it. So this I have the, for those of y'all that's watching this, I do have this shown up. This is the sketch that he came up with, um because I told him, and I wanted the mascot to be, I remember saying, sexy yet intimidating. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was going for with the idea of the dragon. Because Dynasty is one of my thing, my business that I'm working on. And I was like, I wanted to do a dragon, and I was like, well, why not? Let's make it a dragon, and let's make it a sexy dragon. Dragons are intimidating, but if you do it right, it can be sexy. So this is what it came up with, right? And I'm gonna show y'all the flats, because that's what I got the flats from. I got the flats specifically from Tansau here, and yo, this right here is just amazing. And like I said, dude, I gotta commend you. Uh, a timely fashion, bro. Like I think the only gap that we had was that original. I think that original time when I reached out to you. I think that was like
Hmm.
the only big gap that we had, because I was like, you. I know you said it was like, I think you originally said like June or something like that, June or July. I'm kind of going off of like off the top, so I may not remember fully. But then I was like, all right, well, all right, I don't mind waiting. It's gonna be good. So I know you said you had like other projects, and then it wasn't even that long. It was like about a month later, I get the sketch, and I felt so bad. You feel me? Like I felt horrible, because I was like, dang, bro. Like he reached it out to me. Like I paid him. Like I was like, I already paid him up front, because I was like, I already know it's gonna be good. And then
It's
and I was like, oh dang, let me. I said, but first off, I feel so bad, bro. Like second, this is dope, dog. This is dope, and this is this is amazing. This is good, and then this is how we ended up with this. Um, and then like I think you saw the logo that I made out of it, right?
yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah. What honest thoughts? Like, what did you think of the logo, man? If you don't mind
Uh,
repeating it.
it was pretty nice. Like I retweeted and everything. I especially love what you did with the shading.
Yeah. Well, I've been working on shading. That's been one of my things. right? I'm not really good at like the drawing, like the line art itself, but like I've been working on like coloring and stuff like that, the flats and stuff like that, which is another reason why I like your work is because your flats are stupid clean. Like your flats are just like even the flats itself is just clean, right?
Right.
And so I was like, damn, bro, like, and two, I was kind of, I was kind of pushing for money at the time, so I was like, man, I was like, I want to get this, I want to get this mascot, so I'm like, let me just get the flats, I'll do the shading myself, um,
You did it justice.
I did, I tried, man, I think I went more of the hard, like, I'm still working on shading, and I've been having like really, like, I don't know, it's been, and I'll probably ask you this a little bit later, but I've been having like trying to understand shading how it works, and I've been like looking at it, and maybe it's just me being overly critical. Um, it's just like I just like have problems with like I know there's certain spots where you want to have the shadings hard, soft shading, but then like I look at like I think you had a speed drawing where you of I think it was a Plesiosaurus, and where you
Hmm.
use where you used a really big canvas size, like bigger than you normally would. You said you was using
Yeah.
the whole canvas, and I was watching how you did the shading part, and like I had to literally slow it down. You know what I'm saying? I had to literally slow it down, and I was like, dang, because of the speed. I was like, this dude makes it look so easy. Like all he did was literally he put a line here, and then he just fills it in. I'm like, what does he like how does he do that? So like I don't know if you want to like share that, like I don't know if that's like secret sauce material for you.
Oh,
uh
I can share it
yeah,
here.
yeah, if you don't mind, yeah, if you don't mind sharing like how you go about shading, you know.
The secret is determining where your light source is.
Right, okay.
Not only that, but you also have to figure out the form of whatever it is that you're drawing. I mean, that's as simple as it can go. Like, say, if you want your light source to be uh, top left,
Okay.
all your shadows are going to fall on the top right. Not top right, bottom right.
Bottom right, okay, yeah, because the light, the lack of light is at the bottom right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. And then like because I know your shadows are more, once again with the cartoony aspect, for the most part your shadows are more
They're cell shadings.
okay, shell. Cause so what's the difference? Like I've I've heard of people like doing shading and then shell shading. Like what's the difference?
The difference between soft shading and cell shading is that with soft shading, you're basically just laying down multiple degrees of shade, and they're all blended subtly.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, for cell shading, it's one tone and then the darkest tone that you can get.
Hmm.
And if you're feeling adventurous, you can maybe add in a couple of highlights or two. And that's it.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back and work on that. Like, bro, like you have no idea. Like, I don't even know if you saw the post. Like, I made a post after, and you were probably busy. But I made a post after, and I remind me when I get a chance to show you. Like,
All right.
I I had a I had a post where I made like I took the line art when I asked you for the line art, right? I literally
Mm-hmm.
went in and I went with all the like the I started looking at other color ideas
Mm-hmm.
with Dyna, and I literally just did the flats, like flats. Now it was nowhere near as clean as yours, but I just wanted to get something out there. Like I did like different color patterns. Like I have to find it, bro. Like I'll have to find that. I definitely will have to find it because I can't find it right now. And Twitter, it's gonna be take too long to find. Like matter of fact, I think I have the files itself, but I don't want to like bombard you with all of it because I had like I'm gonna show you one. Like I even had like a speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog, I got a Rouge one that I did, and I'm just gonna put that there for you to look at, and then this one's gonna be for workflow. I'm saying like right there, you
Mm-hmm.
guys can see that. So like it was just little concept ideas, concept colors that I was looking at, and And like your work, like I said, it was so inspiring to the point where like I just like, oh, I gotta do more, I gotta do more, I gotta, you know, it was like, oh, this is good, this is amazing. You know, just different ideas like the Mewtwo. Like I had a Mewtwo color palette set up. I had you know, Charizard. It, actually, Charizard was a other friend of mine's idea. Of the other art friend of mine, it was his idea for Charizard. So I went to go look up Charizard and that. But it's just like the work is just, it's just amazing, bro. Like, and you say you've been like personally since 2016, and I know you've dealt with some commissions. Like, what are some commissions like, just to kind of give idea for like when people want to commission you? Like, what are some things that you're like, no, I'm not doing. Like, that's an absolute no no.
It's one of the more obvious ones. I mean, you know the ones. You have farting. I mean, that one's a big no.
You said farting.
Yep, that's a huge no for me.
Okay.
Um, any any fetish that is weird, disgusting, or just extreme.
Okay. Okay. I feel that. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. That completely makes sense. Yeah. Experimentation in key is key in art. Yeah. Experimenting. Yeah, definitely. I was doing a lot of experimenting. Well, for Dyna itself, y'all. I went off the colors of my logo, and I don't know if I know Tansau was probably looking at my logo colors like, bro, you got you got two primary colors. What the hell is wrong with you? I know he was. I know he was. I'm like, I can't help it. That's just the way I think about it. Um, Super Skelebone said, "What about that weirdo that was pulling the race play thing?" He argued with. Well, I think that falls under the weird, the you know, the extreme for
Oh
him.
god, that guy.
Yeah, that guy was yeah, ridiculous. I wouldn't even like. I saw that. Like, I know that's one thing. Also, too, I noticed you tend to, you do a really good job of staying away with drama. You know, I'm gonna probably need to take some notes from you. Um, but but you do a good job of just sticking to you know, sticking to that. And when you do answer, you know, stuff like that, that actually goes into a very interesting question. Like, I know you probably dealt with some super Puritan type people,
Yep.
um, you know, once or twice. How do you like personally? What is your thought process of dealing with those types of people? If you think at
Me
all.
per Me personally, I just think these guys are just angry just to be angry. Like I remember uh the most controversial piece that I've done was the St. Valentine's Day special of last year.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that was the wrong message. Like you have this one little blob girl and she's trying to get with this one dude and he doesn't really like her very much, so she transforms into this hot babe and now he loves her, and everybody thought that was just a terrible message, and I'm like, terrible message for who? For kids?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. I'm like, what? You know what? I think I remember. I don't remember seeing the pushback. I remember seeing the video itself, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cute, and I kept it pushing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
mhm.
know, I think that's the biggest problem with today's society. I think is that people don't know when to say, okay, this isn't for me. Let me move.
Yeah.
Let me
My
let me move. This man is drawing voluptuous, you know, voluptuous women, or you know what I'm saying, uh, anthropomorphic. You know, that's not my thing. That's not my style. Okay, I'm going to let him exist, and I'm going to leave him alone. Or I may say, hey, I don't agree with this. I don't really care for this, and I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, another instance that I had were my 4th of July videos.
Oh yeah,
And
oh we know that was happening. But I think you did that on purpose. I think that was a purpose for you. Like, they're good. Like, let's just be honest, y'all. They're good. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm excited. Can you tell?
Yeah, and this one's the strangest one. Like I kept getting messages from, well, basically both sides of the political debate saying that like on one side the Fourth of July special is very degrading to women, and on the other side, I got other people telling me that the Fourth of July special was appealing to the woke crowd, and I'm like, the woke crowd doesn't even like this sort of shit.
Right? They don't. That's true. That's true. That is true. That is true. You're right. You're right. It is like you get that you get that on both sides. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
Uh,
was telling I was telling uh I was telling D about my dummy thick project, and I'm like, wait until I get that out.
oh man, yo, I can't. I know it's gonna get some people. It, it's it's gonna get some people out off the off the thing, and it's like you create art that you want and it works. And I think a
Mhm.
lot of the problems is just that, like I said, a lot of it is just people don't know how to say, okay, this isn't for me. This isn't my
Yeah,
thing. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
I always say the back button is on the top left corner.
That's true. 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 That's amazingly true. It's like people don't want to do that, but they look for reasons to do that. Like now as far as NSFW, like were you intending to were you like when you first started doing this, did you already have like intentions to go NSFW? You know what I'm saying? Or was it something that was like tacked on to later?
To be completely honest with you, initially I wanted to stay away from it
Mm,
because I mean, as much as I like NSFW stuff myself,
yeah.
um, I started seeing like back then I started seeing what it kind of did to people.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was being embraced by Tumblr more and more, and I started doing more dirty stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know what?
The same bet.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Honestly, I don't find a problem with NSFW. Like, honestly, when I first started, like, I can kind of level with you, right? Because when
Hmm.
I first started going the route that I went, like when I was working in clubs, like I've done music and I've done music my entire life, right? And grew up in church doing music and stuff like that. Like, but we were, parents were. My mom was very, much a parent. You know what I'm saying? So when it came down to like listening to certain types of music, doing certain types of things, there was that pushback, But when people were like always when it came down to like NSFW stuff, it was always, well, you're gonna get consumed by it, you're gonna this, that, and the third, and it's like, at the end of the day, when you get embraced by the people that do it, it's like you realize that it's not that bad. It's just it's natural. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a natural thing to have sexual desires. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
for those, especially like for artists that draw, and that some of those artists that draw NSFW are some of the more calmer people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people would literally think that, oh, because you draw NSFW stuff, you're always horny all the time, or you always gotta like fuck something. It's like, nah, you know I don't think that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always like a lot of times people just they let their it's good to have an imagination, but sometimes people let their imaginations run away with them. You know what I'm saying? If that
Yep.
makes sense. And that's one of the things, like, for those that are getting into NSFW stuff, like, the first thing I try to tell people is like, know what your limits are. Like, you make it clear what your limits are. Like, there's certain things that you won't do. There's certain things you won't draw for other people. Um, and but I know a lot of people are like, will probably sitting there thinking that you always got a dirty mind or whatever. And it's like, I mean, if you do, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's as long as you're not hurting anybody else directly, or you're not, being a creep about it. You know what I'm saying? You're pretty much good. Now, Um, you have a couple of mascots actually. I know you
Mm-hmm.
have the turtle, the one that you have right now, that your
Yep.
tortoise mascot. You also use your mascot for when you post when you go live.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I don't know what her name is. So I
Millie.
Millie. Okay, so you got Millie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who else am I missing? What else am I missing? The one with the one with the big hat. The one with the hat. Um,
That.
is that a mascot or am I tripping? The one that you did for Cartoon Network, the Cartoon Network challenge, color challenge.
Oh, Candy.
Candy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a mascot or no?
She's an on off character.
On off. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I basically use her whenever I wanted to draw something that kind of reminds me of raves and all that stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So, out of any mascot that you have, right?
Hmm.
Have you ever like had like if you could like if you go into that world like what mascot would you pick as wifey material? Like you know what I'm saying? Like out of all the
That's
mascots, out of all the mascots you have, okay, I'll even be nice. I'll let you have. You could have two wives. How about
okay.
that?
Let's see. One would be, well, I'm not sure if I would like to have Candy as my wife because since she's in with the rave scene,
Yeah.
she does a lot of drugs.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. See, you know what? Well, and I don't blame you. Okay, well,
But as for, let's see, any other ones that I have, uh, because almost every one of them,
hmm
almost every one of my characters has some sort of element of danger to them.
okay,
Like
sure.
there's Nicole. Nicole is a demon. She's an imp.
Oh, the one that has the yes daddy on the thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Like I would pick her, but not for long because she is known to, well, she is a lust demon.
Right, right. Yeah, that lust can only go so far.
Yep.
I feel that. I feel that. Okay, all
Yeah.
right. So,
And
but
not to mention I have a thing for short women though. But yeah.
yeah. I've noticed that you have the short stack thing, which I'm surprised you haven't got called that yet. The p word yet.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that hasn't been flung my way yet. Like I've been called a
No,
zoophile before. Well,
not.
actually I have been called that. I've been called that on Mind.
Oh God.
Yeah, one of D's trolls kind of found me.
But, oh, and then he just started going from there. Yeah, that's normally how that goes. It's always the trolls. It's always
Yeah.
faceless. Like I tell people all the time, like, and people think I be so nonchalant with it. I'm like, bro, like it's the same pattern every time. It's always somebody with no real face, okay, and some random name with a whole bunch of numbers.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Telling you how to live your life. Like, get the whole hell out of here, bro. Like, they always hate on people that's always putting their stuff out there. So I wouldn't stress it much. But like I said, I figured, you know what? Somebody told me, somebody tried to call me a furry because of my mascot. I was like, what? I'm like, bro, wait a minute. Wait, where y'all get this from? And I'm like, dude, the art's good and it works for what I want. Like, go play somewhere, go touch grass, go shoot.
Right.
but okay, all right. Um, is there an art like out of all the art that you've done?
Mhm.
Let's just say non-commission. Let's say non-commission one. Right.
Mhm.
Uh, your most favorite art piece that
Oh,
you've done.
that's an easy one. Go to my website, go to my Patreon, or go anywhere that I am, or even my old Twitter account. You'll see this one image that I've done, and it is a picture of a red of a red skinned man with a cloud for an afro, and he's surrounded by two women as he's just playing bass in his room.
Oh Oh, you mean so the picture that you use? Wait. So the picture that you use for your for your banner up here, that's your favorite picture.
Yep, that's
That's
the one I always go to.
okay.
Like
Okay.
even though I can probably redraw it and make it 10 times better, I'm
No.
proud of that picture right there.
He's like, I'm not changing shit. I'm not changing nothing. We got a comment here. James Draw says, "Holy shit, is tan. I'm a big fan." James Draw. Yeah, hey, bro, I'm happy that he's in here. And like I said, he's done work. He did work for me, and he's done work for several people. And I know you was talking about this before. I think you mentioned this before. All right.
Mhm.
And actually, no. Before I do that, okay. So that's your favorite one, right?
Yep.
So what's the one that you're like, nah, like okay, I got it out the way. I'm done. Okay, I'm done with it.
Uh, Let me see if I can find it.
Oh,
It's probably a
it's probably one
not
he ain't
safe for
posted.
work.
Oh, okay. It's or I was about to say it's either that or it's probably one that you ain't posted.
Right, right. Let me see if I can find it. One that I just dreaded doing. Something that's not commissioned though, but looking
Okay,
back at it. So let's rewind the clock a bit. Might need to go to
I'll take it.
uh
And then
my Tumblr.
and then I'm gonna ask the same question for your for commission work.
Yeah.
Well, welcome 13. 13 made it in. Yes, 13 Sony boy. Yes, Clemens Productions. Thank once again for those of y'all while he's getting that. For those of y'all that's just coming in, thank y'all so much. We are talking with the one and only Tansau, aka Tortoise Sensei, and we are just having a good conversation about his art inspirations. Just talking about some other other things as well. And if you guys got any questions, we in the Wang Tang gang. Yeah, if you guys got any questions, respectful. I gotta put that out there. You guys got any questions? Feel free to ask. And I kind of hit a couple of our Discord gang is here, indeed, sir.
Right. Eh, as I'm looking through these,
Sony boy says, "Tell Tan that I'm glad that I can hear how black he is."
uh,
Hey, welcome in though. Like 13. Hey, like I said, I don't rush y'all to be in here. Like if you guys got things to do, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying,
right.
I appreciate it. I can hear how black he is. Hey, you know what? I know. Like I said, while I know he's still trying to find it. He's like, man, I gotta find the ones that I don't like. Okay, so
Yeah,
why? Go
it's
ahead.
kind of hard though, because as I'm looking through my old stuff,
Yeah.
even through my old stuff, I'm proud of all the work that I've made.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, if you want to stick with that, we can stick with that. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, I prefer we stick with it.
Okay, cool, fair enough. Hey, all right. So, the ones that don't have a fan, sorry, y'all wildin'. But all right. So let's go to commissions, right?
Uh-huh.
Out of, I'm gonna reverse it though. Like, what is the one like the one commission that you got from somebody that was either A, the one that you just dreaded doing,
Mm-hmm.
or B, thank you for the sub, I appreciate it. Or B, like the customer was just like super hard to work with.
So far, I haven't really come across anyone who was like really hard to work with.
Like,
But as for the commissions that I don't really, I didn't really enjoy doing,
yeah.
a lot of those were private.
Ah, okay. Fair.
Yeah, so I can't really show those.
No, that's fine. You don't have to show them. Okay. All right. So, is there any favorite commissions, like ones that you were like, yes?
Let's see. Favorite commissions. That is another hard one.
Okay. The
Um,
hardest he has to work with is me. I can never, I can never decide. Hey, look, you know what? The only thing I was gonna say, cause hey, next time, Tan, cause I know we talked about, I know the boots thing. Well, I had a question. That's what I was gonna ask you. The boots that I
mhm.
showed you, was those gonna be too hard for you?
No.
No, okay. Because I wanted to. The reason why I had those boots in mind is because I wanted to kind of drive home that I was what I was working with
Oh yeah.
visually, if that made sense. Next time, like I said, next time I want to, like I said, if you don't mind, like I said, we gonna come back. I'm coming back to work with you, dog. Like, you don't get it twisted.
I
You
look
know,
forward to it.
you know what I'm saying. So I want to get, like maybe like another outfit or a pose or something. We'll work with that,
Right.
right? Okay. You got one question, Sony? All right, Sony boy, go ahead, ask your question. What James says, what I want to know is how did this dude get Ted to do VC? I just asked, like I politely asked. If I'm lying, am I lying, Tan?
No, no, you're not.
Like I always say, if I'm lying, I'm flying, and I ain't got my wings yet. Okay. Uh, but no. Let me see. Sony says, was there any commissions that were too controversial, even for you, Tan, besides the private ones?
Uh, I don't think there was any. I mean, I usually like whenever somebody would come up to me asking what do you draw and all that stuff, and I usually list all the things I don't do. They completely just dip right after that.
Fair, fair, because they probably was on the list. Um,
Right.
okay, now 13 does have a question. He says, I just want to know how the hell he manages to make such nicely simple pieces. I've always had to add more. And 13 is the one I told you. That's my art friend. I was telling. We was looking at your work, and I was telling him about the mascot and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So he wanted to know how you manage to make such nicely simple pieces.
I guess all I can say for that is less is more. Like that is something that is very important to me because for one, um I'm not really that much of a fan of art that has like shit all over the place. Like you have like so many elements and all that stuff. I mean, at
Yeah.
one hand, on one like Michael Jackson's "Dangerous," like the
Mm.
album cover to that,
Okay. Okay.
like that has a lot going on. And while I do like works like that, I personally do not want to draw like that because, for one, it's just way too detailed and it will take me a long, long time.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. So less is more. Yeah, and I know that always sounds cliche for a lot of people, but that does make uh you know that does make a lot of sense. And it's definitely something that with me, like especially when I come to coloring, because I try to, I do my best not to overcomplicate things, right? But then
Right.
sometimes like my brain just like, oh, this color for this, that color for this, and then oh, let's think of a color scheme that works. Let's work up a color scheme, like I'm thinking like 15 steps ahead, and then like sometimes it's just like just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um,
And and I also kind of dread the opposite end too, like where it's
yeah.
just too minimal. Like I don't
Uh,
like that either.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. GC asks, how long is this interview? It's gonna go on for too much longer. I don't know why you asked that, but James Draws asked a question. He says, "A10, when will we do a Discord party game night?"
maybe when I maybe when I actually I don't know, maybe when I feel like doing those now cuz usually like whenever I don't want to do something it's because I generally don't feel like doing it.
Nah, you know what? I've gotten that vibe from you. Like you've like I've gotten that vibe from you just off of like looking at how you operate on Twitter, and it's like you don't want to do something, you ain't gonna do it.
Right.
Like you just like yeah, like when he's super bored, I'm guessing. Yeah, like if he's just like not interested or he just wants to chill, like I honestly I can feel that. Like I definitely can feel that like completely. Uh, 13 says the same one that asked the question about the simple. He says, I just have a hard time leaving it. Like I use the big, medium, small rule, so I'm not adding a ton of detail, but it feels like the right amount of it. I just can't do the super simple but good.
Right, right.
Uh, I mean, he did do a music video chill stream. Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I definitely one of the things like I said, I can definitely appreciate is just how like you're willing to like basically you're willing to like be humble and talk to people like that, like because that's something that does go a long way, and especially like in today's time where we got a lot of people that are just clawing for attention and just clawing for clout, and some folks will literally sell their own mother for clout. Like let's just be honest here. uh
Yeah. From the
it's
time
Go ahead.
I mean, the reason why I'm kind of like that is because from the time since I was a little kid, all I ever wanted to do was just chill. Like that's all.
Right. I just want to be left alone. That sounds like me. GC has a question. Has who helped Tansou to get where he is? Is there anyone who taught him drawing or supported him, or did you learn on your own?
I learned on my own largely. Well, actually, uh truth be told, I was influenced by my older cousin who drew a lot when I was growing up. Like, because I lived in a really odd type of home where it wasn't just me, my mother, and my sisters. It was me, my mother, my sisters, my grandmother, my grandfather, and my aunts, uncles, and cousins.
Right.
And one of my cousins drew a lot, and I used to hang out with him a lot. He used to collect um, stuff like GamePro magazine,
Mm.
and and he also collected a lot of comic books. So he would draw a lot of comics.
Right.
So I mainly got the drive to draw from him. I mean, that's one of the people who influenced me in my actual life.
Okay. Family. Okay, that's what's up. I like that. I like that. And you also been doing animations too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, is that a recent thing you've been doing, like recent, or that's something you've been planning on or working on along with your art?
It was recent. I mean, I gotta be completely honest.
Okay.
Um, I've been avoiding animation for the longest time.
Okay. I can understand why.
Yeah, but what got me into animation was um, back in 2018, I started doing the whole Statue of Liberty thing
Right. Right. Exactly.
because the first two entries in the whole 4th of July series was just photos of her or
Hmm.
just pictures of her. The first one did fairly well, like 2018. That did fairly well. Then 2019 happened.
Right.
July 4th, 2019. I posted two images of Lady Liberty in a bikini, and it set my Twitter on fire.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it.
So I decided to go, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do?
Mm.
I'm going to reanimate that one scene from Chillerama. Like have you seen Chillerama?
I don't remember it. But I was gonna let you go with the story.
Basically, Chillerama is this anthology movie, this anthology horror movie that's kind of like fashioned after horror movies from the 1950s. One of the shorts was called Wadzilla,
Okay.
and Wadzilla was basically about some dude's sperm that just comes alive and becomes a giant monster.
Oh wow. That's
So yeah, so there's this one scene in the movie near the end of the short where the plan was to lure the giant sperm cell towards the Statue of Liberty.
Mm.
And that's where the sperm had this dream sequence of the Statue of Liberty just taking off her clothes and twerking everywhere. And she's played by a porn actress named Kelly Devine.
Okay. Okay. That name
So I
sounds
was
familiar.
like, so I was like,
Hmm.
like, like the whole thing was after the 4th of July of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and I saw how much attention I was getting. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna animate that scene from Chillerama. And one of my followers, AFC, was like, we're gonna hold you to it. So one of my friends, Jay Burger,
Mm-hmm.
actually introduced me to animation using Clip Studio Paint, and that's where I actually started using Clip Studio Paint, because before I used to avoid that program like the plague because it didn't really have what I needed. I was using Paint Tool Sai at the time.
Right. Okay.
So I got to work that year. I spent 2019 um, studying animation and just doing all this other stuff. And I did this while having a dislocated finger, by the way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because during that year, I got into an accident at work, and it's just a whole bunch of other stuff. So I ended up quitting, and I made drawing my full-time job afterwards.
Okay.
So around that time in 2019, I studied animation and I started making various animated clips and all that stuff just to make the first 4th of July special in 2020, and it blew up.
Oof. Yep, I remember that one. Boy. That
Yeah.
clip, yeah, that clip is top of the line. Clemens, yeah, you ain't lying. That clip is top of the line. That shit was good, and I was like, okay, I like the idea. I like the concept. I didn't know it was it. I didn't know it came from a horror movie though. Like, what? I'm still like,
Oh, oh, there are a ton. There are a ton of stuff in my gallery that was influenced by a lot of shit that you don't see in anime. Like, for example, have you seen this have you seen the drawing of a dog girl just sitting over a speaker?
I think so. I think I've seen that one. It was probably one of the many ones. I was like, oh, that's nice. Click. Okay.
It's either that one or the animation of her just sitting over a speaker as she just lets bass pump through her entire body.
Right.
That
right.
was that was inspired by a scene from Howard Stern's Private Parts. Yeah.
Wow. Oh man, that's crazy. That's wild. Like it's crazy where inspiration comes from. Wow. So here's a good question, James draws, and this is actually a really good question. So James Draw says he asks, "How do you feel about people using your animations for memes or edits? Is that like a no go for you? Like me personally, if I was like, if I was you, I'm like, hey, if the meme is in good taste, I'm like, all right, cool. Like I don't know.
Personally, I love it when they use my stuff for edits. I find a lot of them funny.
Okay. Okay, so it's not a problem. Media Mammoth in the building. Yo, you know what? I saw you in here earlier when you popped in when you were talking to you while Tam was talking. I didn't want to be rude. But Media Mammoth, welcome in. And yeah, I've seen a lot of the stuff y'all like y'all out here, man. I'm like, man, I wish I had the money like I wanted to, man, cuz it's like I love it, man. Dude's stuff is good. Like I got too many. See, I'll probably be broke trying to support people, man. That's the problem. I'll be going broke trying to support people, man.
Right.
But no, like yeah, inspiration comes from some weird ass places. Like
Yeah.
you know, I like I wanted to know like that what was that one where you did off of Sonic, the Sonic the Sonic Riders joint.
Wave?
Yeah, Wave. Yeah, where Wave is in a room and she's like twerking in a room. I was like, huh. I was like, huh. I said
right?
somebody's been watching some twerk team videos when it was.
Pretty much. I mean, that one was a bit hard to work on.
Mm,
Not just for the animation. I mean,
yeah.
but also for the music too.
Mm, yeah, and the music that you made was all you, right?
Yep.
Okay, and I know you did one with Rouge too. Now that was actually one of my top.
Yep.
Uh, see, he likes that one too, y'all. See, y'all can tell how he. Yep, he said many of the kids were wasted off of that idea right there. But but no, the Wave one is a good one. I like the Rouge one. The Rouge one, I know that one probably wouldn't be posted on YouTube just for
Oh,
uh
definitely.
obvious reasons. I just hate how YouTube
Definitely.
when it comes to stuff like that. But like it's weird. Like there's naked yoga on YouTube, but heaven forbid, a woman can't twerk. Anywho, Clemens, yeah, you collaborate. Yeah, like a lot of people, yeah, a lot of like have people that are in here big fans of Tan, and I like it. I like to see it. Speaking of Sonic, so Only Boy asked a question here, just to get it out the way. What's your favorite Sonic character, game, and track from the series? Ooh, that's a
Favorite son. Well, first off, let's see. Um, I'm just gonna be speaking as the Sonic fan I was back when I was a kid. Favorite character was Sonic.
dope.
Like that was my favorite. That was my favorite character. Well, I wanted to be him when I was a kid.
I feel it. Okay.
As for favorite tracks,
Hmm.
oh, that is a hard one because I always say this, Sega makes the best music.
I can agree. I can agree.
Like, and I would say that my favorite track from the Sonic series would probably be the Japanese version to Quartz Quadrant Present.
Mm. Oh wow, he went specific. What a mercy.
Yeah.
I did um let me see. Favorite Sonic character, obviously. I would agree Sonic is definitely one of my favorites. Um uh let me see. Sonic is definitely one of my top favorite. Let me see. Sonic game. Oof, that's a lot of them. Uh
Yeah.
I know I like the OG, the Sonic 1, 2, and 3. Like Sonic 3 and Knuckles was definitely one of my favorites.
One of
That's
mine
that
too.
I'll definitely say that's up there, right up there with Sonic Adventure 2. Uh,
You can't you can't go wrong with a game that has Michael Jackson as one of its main composers.
right, right. Let me see. Now tracks. That's even worse because I like a lot of the tracks from Sega, right?
Hmm.
So one of the ones I even did a remix to a while back. Actually, I'm gonna go more. I'm gonna go more obscure since we're talking Sonic CD. The U.S. version of is it the one? What is that stage where the gimmick was you can get like small Sonic on Sonic CD?
Metallic Madness.
Metallic Madness, yes. The U.S. version of Metallic Madness, and I think it was a future version.
Which one? Bad Future? Because both Good Future and Bad Future of the American versions were stellar.
I don't remember which version. I think because it was the one that had the guitar in it. It was the one. I can't think of it. And I made a remix of it. And the remix that I made was stupid good. Stupid good.
And like you're gonna have to be really specific on that one because almost all of Metallic Madness uses uh a heavy guitar shredding, except for the past version of Metallic Madness. Like that one, I love out of all of the Metallic Madness stages. The past one, I love it.
Oh, damn it! I don't remember which one it was. I'm gonna have to link it. Okay. Let me help. I'm a Sonic man, maniac kinda. No, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't remember. I'm gonna come back to it, but that's one of the ones that I like. But and that's the one I can just come up off the top outside of the that and dun 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 dun, dun that one. Dun 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 dun. I know it's Sonic Colors. I know it's Sonic Colors.
Yeah, that's Sonic Colors. I think
I
that's
know it's
Planet Wisp.
There you go. There you go. I like that one too. That's a whole lot. That I got lists for days. Don't we not? I'm not going there. Stop it. Planet Wisp. Yes, we're not doing that. Not doing it because we'll be in here way longer. Medium Mammoth says, Tan, we were talking DC a bit ago. Who's your favorite DC girl? Not in Teen Titans.
I've drawn her. I've drawn her before. Actually, I've drawn both of them. I would say Catwoman and Cheetah. I've drawn them before.
Speaking of Catwoman, I still remember when you drew when Kirby came out, the new Kirby release came out.
Yep. I saw it, fell in love with her, and I'm like, I gotta draw it. I gotta draw it. I gotta get the game, and I gotta play it, and I did.
Yeah, it's a shame she didn't show up more often, though.
She didn't, but the thing is, she did. It wasn't like she was like a character who is like you fight her, then you kill her, and then she's gone forever. No, she kind of she's still around.
Media Amendment says Power Girl costume wise, Supergirl personality wise. Okay. Sony Boy says Kirby got to eat ass for the first time. Right? And it was delicious.
I remember drawing a character from OKKO dressed as Power Girl.
Man, if only if I was off work today. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. The video's gonna stay up, y'all, for y'all to look at and come back and please, like I said, y'all go support. Yeah, I got the links for those that never met Tansau. Y'all check them out. I got the links that I can get in the description. Like I said, I'm put a note in there. There are some stuff that's not safe for work. So if you guys are not like, you guys, if that's not your thing, warning you now. That's the only warning you're gonna get. Get on those links and you start seeing shit that and you feel a certain type of way. I'm not responsible.
It's kind of odd. It's kind of odd that you have to kind of like give that warning as if I'm drawing some extreme shit because after all, this is the internet.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like but I gotta put that out there because it's like people don't get it. So like it's like that expression, explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I gotta do. Like I always come in here with people like okay, guys, not safe for work for those who don't know. For those because like I said, I always assume that like I said, I know James says, hey, all of us are as Patreon supporters. Hey, I appreciate that. Hey, appreciate y'all coming through. And I like I said, I didn't know. I had no idea. I'm just presenting the content. I'm just big as a fanboy as y'all are. I'm just having fun and enjoying it. Sony says also I'm more of a Marvel guy, but I like Starfire, Wonder Woman, and Harley Quinn. You would like Harley Quinn. You would.
Yeah, I've drawn Starfire too, although it's I don't draw her as much as I should though. Like her or Raven.
Sony Boy, make me, it's my channel. Not playing. Media Member asks, Tan, I know you create OCs for people as your biggest output, but do you prefer drawing OCs or existing IP characters?
Both.
Both? Oh, okay.
Like for well, one of the biggest reasons why I'm kind of like slow when it comes to generating work is because I don't regularly have any ideas for my own. Like it takes me a while to come up with some ideas for characters that I actually do want to draw. Like somewhere around the pipeline, I want to draw characters like Dexter's mom.
I'm surprised you ain't done that yet. Now that I think about that.
Yeah, there's her. There's I'm not so sure about Harley Quinn. I could probably do something with her.
Right.
Um, Bulma is kind of an odd one. I mean, I've drawn 18 before, but that's basically all the like most of the. And I'm not sure if I should keep going with the whole Sega stuff and all that stuff because I don't know. It's starting to feel like I'm getting a little bit burnt out.
Fair. Yep, and I know how that goes. You start feeling burnt out. You start nope. uh, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they hired. You know, Sega is definitely a better than Nintendo in that regard. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, Sega was one of those places that I actually wanted to work for when I was a kid.
mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, again, I was a Sega fanboy as a kid. Like when the whole console war stuff was happening in the 90s, I was with Sega all the way.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, Sony Boy has a two-part question. First off, before we even get to the question, 13, you Dexter's mom has got it going on. Yo, all right. Sony Boy has a two-point question. How many of these MK characters have you made if you've done Chronica? And if you've done Chronica, what animal will she be? That's part one.
For
Not,
Mortal Com for Mortal Kombat, the only one that I remember drawing of recent memory was Rouge as Sindel.
uh, okay.
But as for what animal would Chronica be, I'm not sure. Like, I mean, I kind of want to draw Chronica because I mean, even though she's kind of like hated across the fandom, I do like her design, and I do want to bring my own flair to it.
Mm,
But as for my favorite Mortal Kombat game, some of y'all will not be surprised when I say this.
okay.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Okay.
Of all of the Mortal Kombat games, that one has the most impact on me in my entire life because I saw Mortal Kombat 2 when I was 6 years old, 5 or 6. And I remember the first fatality I saw, Reptile's Reptile, his fatality where he just unmasks himself and eats the opponent's head.
Oh man.
That stuck that stuck with me to this day. And also, and I have to say this.
Okay.
Oh, and thank you, Sony. You just reminded me of this. I do remember making the whole animality pictures with Katana and Jade
Yeah, I
because
was
I
just
was
about to
gonna
say that. Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, because when Mortal Kombat 2 came out and that was the first time Princess Katana was had debuted, I saw her and I was like, better than Sonya, definitely.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because back then the long jet black hair and the blue leotard and all that stuff that got to me and I was like 6 years old. I was like, oh man, it's starting.
I think I noticed this. Why, mommy? Why is her chest got two big balloons on her chest?
And because I was telling Sony about it too. I was telling Sony about this too because but I used to do fan art of both Mortal Kombat and Sonic characters.
Mm, yeah, I don't think I've seen that, but that's an interesting concept. Media. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, the reason why you haven't seen it is because it's old. Like that was art made when I was 7 years old, and it's lost to time.
Oh, don't you just love that?
Yeah,
Sony says, "Mom, my power pole is rising. What did I do?" Right? Oh man. Let me see. Let me. I think I got a couple of more. I think Urban. I think we answered that one. I think, but Urban says, in your Tartar artist career, what was your favorite drawing or commission or not that you've ever done. And I think if I remember correctly, the answer was his banner that he has.
Yep.
His banner. See, I pay attention. See, I'm a
Oh yeah, I remember that, Sony. Yep, Ed Boon did retweet
retweet.
one of my he
And
did retweet one of my drawings.
that is crazy. I know he was like, yes, that's a dope. What is your favorite OC that you've made for someone else? Media Mammoth.
That is another
Mine.
hard one.
Mine. I'm answering that. Mine. No, I'm just playing. Flat colors and all mine. No, I'm just playing. I'm joking. I do that.
But yeah, the I can't really remember, honestly. Like, I've drawn so many.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, have you counted? Like, do you have like a folder, like a folder for like all your completed commissions that you've done?
Yeah, I have two. Like, I have the one stored on my external from my last computer that I had, and I have a folder from this computer.
Oh wow. So like, how big? Like, how big is the folder? No, it's okay, Urban. Oh, and also Urban. It's okay. It's all right. Like I said, I just wanted to let you know it was answered. Okay. So it's I'm not mad at you or nothing. Wanted to let you know it was answered. So yeah. So how big is the folder? I had to make sure.
For this one, for this computer, the current commission folder, it's about 3.3 gigs. And for the last one that I had, that one is about.
Is that including? Wait, so is that including like the files, like the files of the Clip Studio files in there, or are you just moving them after they're done?
That includes the Clip Studio files.
Okay, so that does kind of like put things into a bit more perspective too, because
Yeah.
I use Photoshop, so some of those the Photoshop files are big as hell.
Yeah. As for my old folder,
Yeah.
my old folder is about nearly 5 gigs.
All right. Good night, everybody. I'm done. Good night. Good night. Oh Lord, have mercy. That's crazy, man. That's ridiculous.
That's about 5 years worth of work.
Yeah. That's a lot, man. It's definitely it's well earned, bro. Like I said it before and I'll say it again. Like, this is definitely definitely well earned, and it's ridiculous. Like, your art is like, it's good and it's simple at the same time. It's like, bro, I'm like, I don't even know. Like, it's like, huh? How? Who?
Right.
And it's like, you make it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I just, Sony says, he said, hell, that's bigger than the AAA game. That is true. Well, unless it's Call of Duty. Unless it's Call of Duty. Yeah, that's about the size of a daily update.
Yep.
Jeez. Man, oh, you know what? This is one. I think you mentioned this. I think it was maybe about a year or so ago. That you were talking about possibly doing like a fighting game. Like, you were doing like little drawings for like a fighting game concept that you had. Would you, if somebody were to, like, if a company were to pick you up for do that, would you go through with it? Or was that just something you were just like, it was just a visual idea, now that I got the idea out, it's all good.
If this were 2002, I would definitely do that. I would definitely like, if Capcom or SNK snatched me up to produce a fighting game for them, even though I'm probably like 14 at that time, I would definitely take the opportunity.
I wouldn't care if it's child labor. Hire me, please. Yo, I don't care if it's child labor. Capcom, please. But I don't blame you. Yeah, but the concepts that you had were some good ideas too. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't just the women. Like, you had good ideas for dudes too. Like, bro, this shit was crazy. Like I was like, man, like
Yeah.
do it. It's like somebody hire this man, please. Sony, please. Capcom, please. Somebody.
Oh,
Sega.
yeah.
Christian Whitehead, please.
I
But yeah.
always I always kind of like had this one joke in my head that if I were to actually get a job at Sega, the first thing I would do coming home would be to slap my badge right on the kitchen table and say to my folks, "What do you think of that, huh?"
Yes, sir. And I would not blame you in the slightest. I'd be like, look, you'll hear somebody in the background be like, see, yeah, he said it. That's right. That's right. And you're like, where did that voice come from?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, I don't know if I would work for any big game company today. I mean,
Yeah.
because Konami, well, the less said about them, the better.
We know. Oh, we know. Ask Kojima.
Yeah, Capcom. I mean, even though they're coming out with Street Fighter 6, I'm still a little reluctant to work for them.
Blame you.
SNK, they're pretty much not even a thing at this point.
Well,
Rare? Now, if Rare came up to me back in say 1999 or hell maybe even 2013 when they had Killer Instinct coming out again,
yeah,
they
yeah.
asked me to produce a game for them, I would go, shit, yeah.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm gonna I mean, I would definitely make a fighting game for you
Mm.
if if we if we decide to, you know, use all the gimmicks that Rare was known for, because Rare, when it comes to video games, they're while they're on the cartoony side, they're still a little bit stylish.
Right, right, right. And you would be a good fit too. That would be a good fit.
Right.
Especially if they let you use your art style. That'll work. Uh do. Where's that? Where's it? Sony says, okay. Would you take some of your characters and turn them into vinyl figures? Not Funkos. Not Funkos.
Well,
Vinyl
to answer
figures.
that, well, to answer that question, the reason why I decided to go with short stacks, the whole the whole three and a half head cannon, because a lot of my characters do have those short statures. The reason why I went with that style was because it reminded me of toys. So yeah, I definitely would.
Bro, I'm telling you, if you ever had a way to do that, I ain't gonna lie, dog. If you had a figure like that, then you start having figures like that, boy, I promise you, them things would sell like hotcakes.
Oh
I
yeah.
I know some of your supporters right now. They're gonna be like, bro, please do it. Like, if you ever find a way to do it, hey, if somebody could at least, hey, if somebody had like a 3D printer and like be like hook you up, be like, hey, bro, uh, let me know which ones you want. We can work this out, bro. I'm telling you, that shit would be fucking sold like hotcakes, bro. You would be swimming in. So, Sony, you got 3D printers and you ain't helped this man? What? Come on, y'all. Hey, bro, I'm telling y'all, bro. Hey, put them to work. Let's go. Get a 3D printer. Make a little short stack of your own. Be like the size of those amiibos and stuff, bro.
Right.
Them things will sell like hotcakes. Yeah, I'll be on the phone asking my mom for some money. Ma, let me get some money. Ma, let me get some money. I'm not that. I mean, hey, you
uh,
can do trades, man. Trades, man. But okay. Here's another one. Music. I know you said you were aspiring into music, right?
mhm.
Um, and I also saw you that you did something, like something like a kind of like a hip hop style art cover type thing.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm assuming hip hop is like a big influence for you, or like what style of music do you prefer?
I prefer electronic music.
Okay, electronic, like so, like EDM, like dance, like electronic music, like because there's like different versions of that. Like, so we're talking like dance music.
Well, to be a little bit specific, first off, I don't use the term EDM. Like EDM is a new thing. I use electronica stuff like Fatboy Slim, The Chemical Brothers,
Okay,
Moby,
okay, yeah, you
Daft
back there.
Punk.
Oh yeah, you back there. Yeah, you're talking
Yep.
back there, back that far. Okay, yeah. So you're talking to more of a music head. So trust me, I understand. When you said Fatboy Slim, I was like, who? What was the other one you said? Fatboy Slim.
Chemical Brothers.
Chemical Brothers. That was the other one. Because I remember playing with. They had a song featured in Frequency. I think it was called on PlayStation 2.
Uh-huh. That
And
sounds about right.
yeah, that game was crazy good. Um, yeah, so that type, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I'm a little bit more of a hip hop head. I listen to a lot of different music. Like I said,
Hmm.
I do listen to what's considered EDM now, like a lot of dance music. Matter of fact, outside of Sonic, Streets of Rage 2,
Oh, definitely.
best music. Like when they did the Streets of Rage remake,
Uh-huh.
I have that soundtrack on my hard drive.
No, you're talking about the remake or Streets of Rage 4.
No, I'm talking remake. Now Streets of Rage 4 has some good music too. Don't get me wrong, but the
Yeah.
remake though,
Oh yeah, definitely. The remake has a lot of good music. Like my favorite track from that album is New Wave.
New Wave. Okay, ooh, track from that. See, I got several that I play. They did. Now I will say they didn't do Dreamer good. Like I think version five's Dreamer wasn't that good. It
Yeah.
wasn't. It didn't hit as well. Um, the one that's I like the Jungle one. Jungle is a good one. Back to the Industry is another good one.
Yeah.
Back to the Industry is another good joint.
Like from the game from Streets of Rage 2, I have a few favorites. My favorites are Spin on the Bridge.
Oh,
That is top tier for me. Spin on the Bridge. You have SOR Super Mix.
okay.
Like I love that one. And I found out the inspiration for that track.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a music group called Soul to Soul?
Oh, so I think so. I think that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, they did the ones that go back to
Yes.
life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
They had a song called Get a Life back in 1989, and the melody from the melody from SOR Super Mix uh came from that song.
Hmm.
Like when you get a chance, look up Get a Life uh by Soul to Soul, and you'll like when that piano line comes on,
Mm.
you'll you'll recognize it right off the bat.
Wow. Huh. I'll have to
It's
listen to it.
unmistakable.
I'll have to listen to that then.
Let's see.
One thing I like about that's one thing I like about Streets of Rage 2 because it blurred the line between video game music and IRL music. Like you can literally play that in the club. Like there's songs like you can literally like I was this one club I was working at one time, right? They had
Uh-huh.
like on Thursdays they would have like Thursday nights they would have like the dancers that they would fight, right? They would like have like
Uh-huh.
like a little boxing thing, and they would like play music for like for the rounds and stuff. And I was so tempted to work that I wanted to work that night one time because I heard this one song and then like I think when I was going back listening to some of the Streets of Rage 2 soundtracks, I was like, damn, this shit makes you want to like I can literally throw that in there and folks wouldn't even know that it's a fucking that's a video game song unless I told them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yes.
even if like you put it in there, it like it just works so well. Like it works. It's like it's so crazy. Like so good. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm about to go listen to
Yeah.
that after this.
Sega kind of like had that effect. Not just with Streets of Rage, but with Sonic the Hedgehog too, because you also gotta remember Sonic the Hedgehog, its music was influenced a lot by J-pop back then, because you had a composer, I forget his name, but he's from a band called Dreams Come True,
Mm-hmm.
and most of Sonic One's music pretty much came from that. I mean, I even remember uh what am I thinking? There, well, for Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, there was Dreams Come True,
Right.
and for Sonic 3, like I don't know what Dreams Come True was doing, but they weren't hired for Sonic 3 to compose the music. Instead, you got Howard Dross, Brad Buxer, and Michael Jackson on Sonic
Right.
3.
Right.
Meanwhile in Japan for Sonic CD, you have um a couple of Japanese DJs doing the Japanese version.
Masato, is it Nakamura?
Yeah, from Dreams Come True.
Yeah, that's what Sony Boy's at.
This Masato Nakamura, I think so, yeah. Like he composed the music for Sonic 1 and did a stellar job at it. Meanwhile, while the guys over from the main Sonic team was
Mhm.
working on Sonic 2, you had this other team in Japan spearheaded by Naoto Oshima. So, what was popular back then was a lot of this electronic pop and house music that was playing all over the clubs.
Mhm.
So Sega decided, you know what, we want that for the soundtrack for Sonic CD, and God, they did not disappoint with that.
Exactly. You know what? It's I think it's better. Like I think it's better. I think that's what makes the stuff like that better. Like, and as far as like music for you, I know you said you're aspiring. Like, is that something you recently started along with animation, or you've been doing that around about the same time?
Music making, I've been
Yeah,
doing that since I was 13.
13. Okay. Okay. All right. So it's been a grip for you. Yeah, I've been doing music the same around about the same. Well, actually a little bit. I've been doing music since I was little because I grew up in church and music was I did drums in church, so
Yeah.
that was interesting because I can't tell you how many times I got like I don't know for me like I like church music. I grew up on church music, so like I have a soft spot for it, but like
Right.
I got bored of it because like it was in the era that I grew up. It was like very controlling, and it was like you couldn't listen to much of anything outside of that. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if it wasn't so and so in a so and so mass choir, you really wasn't gonna hear it. Like you might hear a couple of songs like if you did hear anything like at cookouts or anything, it was maybe some like what the old folks were listening to. So like
Right.
when I heard like hip hop, like I said, I'm more of a hip hop head. It was something that like of course like when I was little I had to sneak and listen to that. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with it because it was like, dang, this is dope. Like the expression, like the expression is dope as hell. Like this music is like it just felt good. Like you know what I'm saying. Like so like I think one of the first rap songs I remember hearing, I credit to Exhibit, Snoop
Mm-hmm.
Dogg, and it was a song called "Bitch Please."
Yeah.
By Exhibit, Snoop Dogg, and I think Nate Dogg. Rest in peace to him. Uh,
Right.
so that was like one of the first things like and that was actually one of the first music videos I remember seeing.
Right.
And when I was like I saw this I was like, yo, what is this? And this is like during the week because my mom wouldn't let me watch BET during the week. So
Right.
like I snuck and watched BET during the week and I like happened to see that and I'm like, yo, what is this? I'm like, this is amazing. Like, what is this? And that also led into BET Uncut too. For those of y'all
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
were old enough to remember that shit. Whoo.
But
Um.
as for music myself,
Yeah. Whew.
now of course, like almost everybody else in the hood, I grew up listening to hip hop and all that stuff. But I grew up in the '90s, so
Mhm.
I also had to listen to a bunch of things like soul, R&B, and my mother's personal favorite, house.
Oh, your mom was cool with the music.
Yeah, like and don't forget, like I used to watch TV a lot, so with Cartoon Network, you had a lot of these commercials that plays just showcasing these music CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have '80s Wave, which is responsible for my love for music from the '80s.
Right.
You had Entertainment Weekly's Club Hopping, which is partially responsible for my love of electronic music and like dance and house and Euro dance and all that stuff. Um, then the 2000s came along, and there is one thing that kind of nudged me into the direction of electronic music even further,
Mm.
and it's a well known anime block that used to play on Cartoon Network. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know. It's called Toonami.
Sir.
Like Toonami sort of pushed me into that direction, especially with their midnight run special back in 2000.
Right. Okay.
Or was it 2001? I think it was 2001,
Okay.
but that pushed me in that direction. And then I started listening to techno when I was 12 around that same year.
Mm.
And from there, like I just kept listening to electronic music. And in 2003, I decided, you know what? What are some programs out there that I can use? And I came across FL Studio back when it was called Fruity Loops.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, there's.
Fruity Loops. Okay. I feel that. I feel that. I use Logic Pro for me. Uh, I got an older version, but like I used at one point. I've used several programs. I was cool with GarageBand. But then I was limited uh to when I was in a community college for that.
Uh-huh.
You know. Um, but I definitely think that it was fun, and then I ended up moving over to Logic because it had more to work with. I even actually did my first album. I did a Christian rap album like back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Using I produced everything, GarageBand, all of that. Actually, GarageBand and GarageBand. What is that other program?
Mm-hmm.
Reason. And I that's how I figured out you can slave a program to another. I learned how to do that. That was one of the things I learned how to do is like you can slave a garage because GarageBand it was nice like that. So you can slave one. I think it was called Rewire or something like that.
Yep, it was
So
definitely
yeah,
Rewire.
yeah. So it was like a Rewire thing where you could connect like that. And I've made a couple like a lot of my older beats that were like elementary, but but at the end of the time I did it. So like I said, I used it to do that, and now like I do like video game remixes now,
Mm-hmm.
or off and on. I also do like original stuff like whenever I feel it. It depends on how I feel. Um, it was it was definitely something that it's something that I've been doing for a while. Like I enjoy it. I've actually gotten some success. Uh, I've gotten some success with it. I don't know if you've ever looked at my channel, but I've had a couple of big views. Like I did like a remix of what is that cartoon? Gumball.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah, that one it was fun. Both of them were just fun shit, just to do, and it picked up. And my other video game remixes were pretty good too. I gotta find that Sonic one, the Sonic one I was telling you about. It's called Smooth Madness, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do like it was like a mixture of hip hop plus R&B ish. You know what I'm saying? But it was like really smooth. It was really chill, and I also like music from like like the epic music. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives you that feeling, that epic feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like you're really into the music. You get what I'm saying? Uh,
Yeah.
and it's something about music like that doesn't have words. And it's something when it's powerful. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the epic music that you see like in movie trailers. It just that you know what I'm saying, like that's where I get a lot of my inspirational stuff from. Like if I'm not feeling it, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely how I feel about it. But um like I said, I've also, like I said, I think I tried to reach out to you too. I was like, because I was thinking, I was like, man, maybe I could do art, like maybe I could trade like music for art or something. I don't know. I was like, man, we got to figure out something. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but we'll talk more about that later. I do have a couple of questions actually. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but actually, both of them coming from Media Mammoth. Media Mammoth. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Would you consider partnering up with a writer in a comic or animation?
Definitely, yeah.
Mm, okay, that's definitely a that's a good. I wouldn't. That would be dope. I would definitely. That would be a dope comic too. Like I would, Tansau's adventures, the adventures of Tansau. I don't know.
I mean, I've made comics before.
Hey, that'll work. You say a media member says I have to get a new license plate. All right, man. Appreciate you. Um, the last question from media mammoth. Do you think a female character with porn proportions could work in a legit narrative?
Depends on what the narrative is about, because the issue with a lot of this stuff is that you have people who just shrug stuff like that off, go, man, this isn't for me. I mean, this stuff is just made no porno. It's pretty much the same as casting a fat guy in a dramatic as a serious role. Like it doesn't really work that much.
Right. Yeah, you know what? Like honestly, it doesn't. But then off at the end of the day, it can if if people get it out their heads that, oh well, this is a porn star, or take you basically take the narrative for what it is. Like if you can get, like, say for example, like one of your like your OC characters and put them in, and put them in a story like a comic book story that actually it's a legit story. Like they they have their aspirations, their dreams, their goals, and things of that nature. Um,
Hmm.
it can work. I honestly think it could work. It would set up for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that I think honestly, when it comes down to it, a lot of people just need to get that out of their heads. It's like the same thing with when people see girls that are strippers. Like they're just because that girl decides to be a stripper, it doesn't mean that she's less than. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's I don't know. Like I really just honestly think that some people will never go past surface, and that's it's a shame.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's a shame. Like I really, because I really think that a lot of people, if people would get their heads out of their, if they'll take the blinders off, I think, you know some people, they just do it. I understand that there's some people out there that are one dimensional, and that's it. I get it. But then there's not everybody's like that. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Right.
so I think once people get that idea, and people, that to me, that just goes into people as a whole knowing how to like think with their brains and not their not their other head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, that's just me. Sony Boy says, is there any writer or artist that you can think of that you want to work or collab with?
Oh boy. Well, for one, Akira Toriyama, like I that man has influenced me a ton, and to work with him, it's like that Jim Norton joke where he's where he's he's at some porn awards, and afterwards he's watching Ron Jeremy fuck this chick, and Ron Jeremy says to him, "Hey, I think she needs a cock in her mouth." And Jim Norton is like, "Think about this, guys. This is like you. Is this like the Pope doing mass?" And he says to you, "Can you give me a hand here?"
That would be crazy. That would be dope though. Toriyama, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. Sony says, are you thinking about that alien girl you made the other day? And you said something about making a series about it. Yo, that was funny. I ain't gonna lie, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I still want to do something like that. I mean, that was like I was explaining to Sony and media a while back about what inspired that picture.
Oh boy.
Um, what inspired that picture is that I like the idea of an alien woman or a goddess, something that's like it's considered to be like superior to us in every other way. I kind of like that idea of bringing them down to our level.
Right. Right. That would be because it's a funny concept. Yeah, it's like how would they be able to act? And like human, why are you giving me these short shorts? And why do they say juicy on the back? Like I do not. What is this juice that I have? Human. you know.
And it's not just and it's not just aliens either. It's alien women with thick bodies. Like you have these chicks that come from another planet, and yet they look hotter than your hottest stripper on this planet.
And they're like, "We're here to take over your planet," and they're like, "Yes, take us, please." They're like, "What? Hello? Like, why, human? What is this green stuff that you're throwing at me?"
Pretty much. But yeah, I do want to make a series out of that. I mean, I do have other alien women that are kind of like this.
Mm.
Like I remember even suggesting that I would totally remake Steven Universe into a shonen series.
You know what? That would work.
Yeah.
I'm over here looking.
I mean, for all the damage that show has caused, I would definitely do something like that.
Sony's like, what do you mean you want to be probed? You want us to do what with you? That would be funny. What is this? What is this thing? And they pulls out that little vibrator. It's like, what is this? They said we
Right?
saw this on your website, human. They said it was waterproof. Wait, like a Steven
Yeah,
Universe, like a Steven Universe anime? Yeah.
well, it's influenced by Steven Universe is influenced by anime, but the problem is that it's influenced by shojo anime, and this is one thing that I kind of want to get into when it comes to the discourse around anime.
hmm
Is that a lot of the people who are trying? Because I remember you did a show a while back with D and all the others talking about gatekeeping anime,
Yeah.
and it's like like you have all these people going, this anime is sexist and all that stuff. It's disgusting and all that stuff. And I'm like, y'all do know shoujo exists, right?
Exactly.
Like it's over there. Like Sailor Moon, it's over there. Like you guys know that, right? I mean, you can still watch anime without all the problematic bits over there. It's right over there.
Right, exactly. It's that's exactly what it is, and I think honestly, and like I said, I think kind of like how I said then, and I think it bears repeating now that a lot of the people that are mad about stuff like this that they don't watch anime, like they're normies at best, like
Definitely.
they're legit normies because if you watched anime or if you had an interest in anime,
You would have known that this stuff is like all of this stuff with girls with titties bouncing all over the place. That's par for the course.
well, not only that, there's different types. Like you don't have to watch. Like that's like the stuff that's appealing to. It's supposed to appeal. Like most of the stuff that most of the anime now that people are talking about is shonen based anime. Like most of the popular anime over here,
Hmm.
shonen based. Okay,
Yeah,
from Dragon Ball Z to Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter, however you pronounce it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Demon Slayer. That you know what I'm saying? Everybody tripped about Nezuko, and I'm like,
yeah.
bro, like it's a shonen anime.
Yeah, and you guys shouldn't act and don't act like shoujo can't make a impact over here on the West. Sailor Moon has been dominating anime for the past 30 years
You're
in
right.
the US.
You're right. You no, you're absolutely right. That's facts though, and you're absolutely right. And just because a lot of it was, and honestly, I think shojo would actually do better. Well, technically, if looking depending on who looks at it, really, like the normies would should love shojo, really.
Yeah, they would. Because I was telling Sony the other day, and I think the reason why shoujo or why shonen is becoming popular with people all over is because it kind of has something to offer for everyone. Like
It does.
Naruto, how many how many girls you know were into Naruto back then?
Non-existent.
No, there were a lot of women who were interested in Naruto back then.
Back to you said back
Back
then. Okay, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
back in 2007, there were a lot of girls who were into Naruto. Probably because of Sasuke and his brother Itachi, but yeah.
That's true. True. But then, if you had that same thing, but if you had it like with the other style, like yeah, because yes, Sonny Boy, yeah, Sailor Moon was right next to Dragon Ball back then, yeah, because it was Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, and then there was something else. I think right after that, I think was it Naruto after?
No, no, the original lineup for Toonami back then, when anime was kind of like at its peak popularity in the West, there was Sailor Moon, there was Dragon Ball Z, there was Pokemon, and there was
Pokemon.
Gundam.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, right? The reason why I got turned off from Gundam because when I was watching Gundam Wing, it was too convoluted for my little brain back then, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" You know what? Done. I'm done. I'm out. Bye. Yeah, Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon was definitely one of the bigger anime. Was definitely a big one of the big anime. Uh, back in the gap. Yeah, and Pokemon, especially with the games, the game mix. Uh, the game mixed with the show was
Yep.
was definitely a popular thing. Uh, yeah, Voltron, but it wasn't. That's older. You're talking slightly older, cause yeah, cause Gundam was up there, and then Zoids was after. Cause I know as far as the mech animes go, I know Zoids was after.
Hmm.
Then you had Gundam, and then Voltron is a little bit before. Then you also had Rurouni Kenshin is another one, but that one that's like OG status. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a
Yeah.
little that you're talking a little bit. That's like a little deep up there. Um, and then that's when you had like other shows that came out around about the 2000s too.
Yeah, like Yu Yu
Uh,
Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Um, this one I didn't know came out. I think this one came out in '96 though. I want to say
So
Detective Conan.
yeah, that one's a pretty old one. I think that one came out in 92, but it didn't hit our side of the world until like maybe 2003.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, yeah, really? I
Yeah,
think.
because it premiered on Adult Swim. Like,
Yeah, it did. Okay, yeah, I remember seeing it on Adult Swim, and that's when I fell in love with the show. That show was fun. It,
mhm.
it was. I still watch it, and it was. I remember there were certain episodes I'll go back and watch because it used to scare the shit out of me, but it was so good. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like just it was just a lot of this stuff that a lot of people don't understand. That there's different types of anime. Anime was like for everybody. Like you know what I'm saying. Tenchi
Oh
Muyo
yeah.
is another one. Yeah, there you go, Sonny Moore. Tenchi Muyo is another
Yep.
one. Um, it's just that like a lot of these people don't understand that when it comes down to these anime, it's like that's why we say gatekeeping, right?
Hmm.
Uh, because this is the gatekeeping is keeping people out that have no clear interest.
Yeah, like I was saying the other day is that I don't really have like I'm not for gatekeeping, but at the same time, today I can totally understand
Yeah,
because you have people who have absolutely no interest in anime trying to take over the community and turn it into something that it's not.
exactly. And they
Like all oh, go ahead.
no, I was just saying like and constantly moving the goalposts. That's the other big problem that I'll talk about in a second. Go ahead.
But as I was saying, um like you can't change anime into something that you like, especially since that 9 times out of 10 there is an anime that you like. Like I remember the whole blackwashing thing. I remember that.
God.
And I remember I remember a whole lot of people going like the anime doesn't like there aren't that many anime that have black people out there, and I'm like, well, of course not. It's a Japanese product, and they would probably go, and any black person that they have in anime, it's always drawn like a racist caricature, and I'm like, then you haven't been reading enough because there are plenty of anime out there with respectful black representation. Like here's one that I've mentioned that nobody seems to mention ever at all. It's a really obscure one. Maybe that's why nobody mentions it, but it's a really obscure one. Blaster Knuckle.
Okay, see, yep, nope. Mm-mm.
Well, now this one should have the woke crowd clamoring for more because Blaster Knuckle was about this former slave who hunts down vampires with these modified boxing gauntlets that have explosives like linked into them, and apparently the newly formed KKK, they're all filled with vampires. That like that would have set the woke world on fire.
But they don't pay attention.
No, they don't. Like you have an anime like that. You have an anime like that, and you sleep on it because all you want to do is just bitch. Like you don't care about any of the stuff that you're talking on about and all that stuff. We want more black representation and all that stuff. No, you don't. You just want people to validate you. It's what Appabin said. You just want the anime industry senpai to notice you.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to be, you want to try to have direct control. You want to be the liaison when you're not, when you're nowhere close. And this is the, like I said, it's and to kind of parrot what you said earlier. Because like when we were little, like we don't, and this is how they get us, right? This is how the woke crowd gets people, right? They appeal to, like, nobody wants to be genuinely wants to be a bad person, right? Nobody wants to be looked at as a bad person, generally speaking, right? Now, like, nobody wants to be labeled as, oh, well, you're this random istophobe or random phobe or random that or the random third. And especially when it talks about racism, you don't want to be racist. Like, nobody, when you think of racist, you think in KKK. Like, nobody wants to be that.
Yeah. That's exactly what it's about. It's about catering to people's fears about whatever it is. You don't want to be racist. You don't want to be sexist. You don't want to be any of this stuff. You don't want to be likened to all this stuff.
Right, because in their mind it's bad. So when what they do is they get this stuff and they start talking. They start using these as talking points. But when you sit back and listen to them long enough, you realize they don't have that type of substance. You realize that, oh, they're just trying to get rid of, they're trying to censor. Oh, well, we don't like the fact that Tansau, you have your women are too sexy. Why is she looks like she's underage. You know what I'm saying? Or why are you using animals? Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be you should have this, that, and the third. And if you didn't know better, you'd probably be like, yeah, well, okay, I'll fix that. But then at the same time, you got people that are supporting you for that, that like your art, like what you present, and now they you lose them because you cater to these people that originally were never going to, when you don't find, and that's the crazy part, you don't find out till later that they weren't into you to begin with. They're just doing it to nitpick. So you're thinking that, oh, well, these people are giving me valid criticism, so you think, and then when you make that change, you're like, dang, bro, like my fans are getting mad.
Yeah,
okay,
Get Woke Go Broke was there for a reason.
Exactly, and because that's exactly what it is. Like I understand, censoring certain things is not for everybody. We understand that, but at the end of the day, it's self-expression, and and 13 said it the best. Yeah, they're usually looking for a reason to cancel you anyway. That's true. They don't like you, so they're looking for a reason to latch on to something. So the best thing is when they have those talking points is that, okay, well, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. I don't care. Matter of fact, oh, you don't like the fact that she has a big ass? Oh, let me animate so I can make it jiggle for you, so that way you can see that I ain't bullshitting. You feel me? Like
Yep.
like that's the how I take it. And it's like, bro, like that's like that's why I appreciate people like you. Even though me and Black Sage we don't always agree on everything 100%, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I respect that, you know what I'm saying? Like, because y'all like it's that's what being a human being is about. It's about self-expression. You know, we can come together, have conversations like this, you know,
Mm-hmm.
where we're celebrating each other's work, and then, you know, or, you know, celebrating somebody's work, and then we're talking about it, and then, you know, we kind of go from there and be like, hey, this is what we see, what we seeing out in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is what we're seeing. This is what we don't want to see. And I agree, y'all. It's dumb, and that's the part. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's been an issue. You know, Media Mammoth says I refer to it as pseudo feminism. They're not here to actually help. They're here to force a narrative. No true feminist tears down. A true feminist only encourages. I would say the only thing is like the only word I don't like is the word feminist, because that actually comes from some, because I did a little bit of research prior, like on feminism and how a lot of it started. A lot of it did have some. A lot of it started, especially when it comes to black folks. It's really to destroy a lot more than it's supposed to help. Like, it started off as common sense stuff allegedly, but then that's how it turned so quickly, because yeah. Anywho, that's another conversation for another day. We're not going there. But my thing is, when it comes down to stuff like that, especially when it comes to art, you notice how that's why they're hitting art so much,
Mm-hmm.
because they want to control the expression. They want to control what people put out there. And uh when we have people like yourself, like me, you know, DJ Shadow. Matter of fact, I don't know if you know, you remember, if the name sounds familiar to you, DJ Shadow in Club Rouge.
Oh.
DJ Shadow, Chidow.
No, I don't think I've heard
I think
of them, but
Miujiku, DJ Shadow Miujiku, flat top, black guy, flat top. I know
no,
who it is. I don't know if you recognize him.
I don't. I don't think I do,
I
honestly.
know you probably deal with a lot of people too, so I know it's like a lot. Oh, if you don't remember.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh shit. I think I have. Hold on. Sony Boy might knows. I think Sony Boy knows. But yeah, like I like that. That's the point, right? And like when I get a hold of people, like I said, that's why I wanted to commission you in, because like I said, I enjoy your work. Uh, you know, I enjoy your work. It's like I said, not just for the work itself. It's just the fact that you stay a hold on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, and you stick hold of that. You haven't necessarily changed up. You've gotten better with the shit. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you know, and I know you dealt with that. Like I said, you dealt with that one dude that was sitting there talking about race play and all of that bullshit. His art, like I said, art sucks. Whatever. Like I said, I took a look. It sucks. And
Yeah.
not just because visually, but just how he, you know, it's a whole package. And that's one of the things that I believe that you have is a more of a total package. Like, keep it simple. Uh, you know, you keep it simple. You keep it good. You know, you keep it pushing. And you know, if it's something that you're not into or something that you're not gonna do, uh, you
Right.
know,
Because
you make it clear. It's clear communication. You know.
with guys like him and all the other woke people out there, he's not woke. He's just insane. With people like him and all those other people out there, the wokies and all that stuff, the main reason why they're always kind of like this, and I kind of realized this back in 2020, the main reason why they're like this is because, unlike me, art isn't their focus. Their focus, since they're on Twitter, their focus is to get a lot of likes. Focus is to get a lot of followers and all that stuff. And it's like, I'm not like that. I just want to draw and I want to show people what I'm capable of.
Fair. Fair enough. I like that. Yeah, and it does, like, even if you were, like, I put it like this, right? Even if you were about getting attention, right? Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna get attention regardless, right? If your
Right.
work is good, and you're willing to, you know, put in the work, put in the effort, and you're willing to, get better, or take constructive criticism, all that stuff, right? It makes for a better thing.
Mm-hmm.
It makes for a better overall experience versus somebody who's, like you said, like dealing with those people who only care about, the virtue signal. You know what I'm saying? That's why we say it's a virtue signal, because these people, they don't care about their art. They don't care about making, good quality work. They just
No,
care about that.
they just want to be seen.
Exactly. And like I said, I get it. I understand. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be seen, but if you have nothing to show for it, you know what I'm saying, folks ain't gonna want to see you.
Right.
And that's what these people fail to realize, and I believe it's a bit of jealousy. You understand? Like,
Oh, it's absolutely jealousy.
from what I've seen with the stuff that you dealt with, I'm like, bro, like, y'all jealous. Like, this man's art is simple. Like, this man ain't even trying. Man's sketches look good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this man's sketches look good. Okay, and he hasn't even done the line art yet. Like, okay, this man knows what he's doing. He's putting in work. And folks out here mad because, oh, well, her butt's too big, or oh, she's got her boobs out, or oh, she's doing this, or oh, she's like bro, at this point you're fucking nitpicking, bro.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
even had this one person on my 4th of July special, the very first one back in 2020. Like this person was like, I don't like how you have all these men just cheering for her and how they're basically just sexualizing her, and this is wrong to sexualize a statue, and it's like, well, that comes with the territory. I'm not bothered by it.
Right. That's true, and I'm like, that was the part. Like when people start making that, well, you shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have been. You shouldn't. You don't need to. Well, why is she? I'm like, well, it's that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like it's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be like, what I'm saying, it's a surprise. That's part of the surprise. You know what I'm saying? And most of these people, like we because I've dealt with, like, we talked about comics and anime stuff earlier. A lot of
Hmm.
those people that have infiltrated already, they lack they lack the panache. They don't know how to write, for example. That's why they always write these Mary Sue's, or their fan art stuff is just like, oh, they have no, uh
They
I
have
thought,
no struggle.
yeah, they have no struggle, they have no relatability, they have nothing. They basically push an agenda. They, oh, well,
They're,
oh,
they're
well.
commonly called purse puppies.
First puppies, that's interesting. I've never heard that. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
I've never heard
Like
that.
a purse puppy character is just someone who has no flaws, none of that stuff. Basically a purse puppy character is essentially, well, how can I put this? They're like collectibles to woke people to show how virtuous they are. Like,
That makes sense why they're called purse puppies now, because purse puppies are seen as collectible, as
yeah,
you
they're like,
collect them. Yeah. Makes sense.
yeah, they're like toys. Like to a black man like myself, they see me nothing more as just black. That's it.
Right. And as a black man, you should feel a certain type of way. You know, uh, I've had people try to tell me that, because I'm black, that I'm a bigger target for police brutality. I'm like, or I'm a bigger target for racism. And the way they make it seem like it's like the minute I step outside my door, I'm a target
Hmm.
for racism. I'm like, bro, I've stepped outside my house numerous of times. I took out the trash last night.
Hmm.
There was no target on my back.
I'll give you another one. Around 2018, there was this big controversy with Prada and all that stuff because they released a series of little trinkets for purses and all that stuff. that was reminiscent of sock monkeys, but a lot of people kind of thought that it invoked blackface, and they're like, you should be offended and all that stuff. And it's like, me personally, I find blackface to be more creepy than offensive because, in my mind, I know no person looks like this.
Yeah, that's true. Like I did the research on blackface, and it was to make fun of us. At that time, it was to make fun of
Yeah,
us,
definitely.
and to mimic us because they once again because they didn't know how they just couldn't hang with how we. It was
It's
basically how do I put this? How do I put this? It's the equivalent to if you're in a group of people and you want to hang, like if you're hanging with somebody, that one
mhm,
person that makes a joke like that does joking a little bit too
too
far.
far. Yeah, I got a better
It was
analogy.
more of a dark joke for them,
Yeah,
dark humor.
I I got another comparison with that. It's essentially like back in the day of Shakespeare, women weren't allowed to be in theater, so they just have little boys
Yeah,
just play the
castrated.
parts of women.
Yeah, they had the little boys castrated too. Yeah, I did research
Yeah,
on it too. They had the boys
yeah,
castrated, and that's why they didn't last long because if they couldn't last after the castration, they were asked out.
yeah. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that's the whole. That was kind of like the whole thing with blackface for me. Like I see that whole thing as just well. At the end of the day, because you gotta think about it. At the end of the day, it's just some dude wearing a stupid costume. That's it. At
Yep.
the end of the day, it's either some dude in a stupid costume, or, and this is why I like to compare it to the most. I love this comparison the most. It's a it's a shitty drawing. You're getting mad over a shitty drawing. You know who gets mad over shitty drawings of people making fun of them?
Mm.
Kids.
That's true, and a lot of people ain't grown up yet, and that's facts though. Like I just hate how people try to keep using that and going back to that and making everything about, oh well, racism. Racism this is racism, this is that and the third, and it's always somebody that's going to try it. I mean, that's just human nature. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's always going to try it, and what makes it even worse. Oh, God, this is what makes it worse, and this is the stuff that I try to call out. Is a lot of people talk shit about the racism, from white folks, right? But then
Mm-hmm.
they don't say anything about anything about when they do it to other races. Like they think racism is only one way.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all, like a lot of people don't realize like how much like black folks, like a lot of, especially like in urban hood communities, like how many times that black folks have had problems with Asians, how many times black folks have had problems with Hispanics that live with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, bro, you can't sit up here and talk about the white man this, the white man that,
Especially when
when
especially once you step outside of America and you realize, shit, I have it good here.
yeah, exact that too, that too, and or when you're also causing it too. You know what I'm saying? 13 says, or it's Robert Downey Jr. and everyone loves it. See, see, that was funny. See, that I ain't gonna lie, that was funny because I didn't even know that was.
I saw that and I loved it,
You
every
know,
single moment of it.
I didn't even know that was Robert Downey Jr. I didn't even know that was the same dude until like years later. I'm like, so you mean to tell me the same dude that's playing Iron Man is the same dude that did that? Yo, this
Yeah.
dude is hilarious. Wait a minute.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
want to know something? Also completely odd about Tropic Thunder.
Okay.
The guy who hired the guy, that fat balding guy who was always like shouting and everything.
Okay. Yeah. I remember that.
You know who that was?
Uh-uh.
That was Tom Cruise.
Bullshit.
No, I swear to God, that was Tom Cruise.
Yo, I'm dead. Wow. Wow. Okay. I did not know that. I had no
Like
clue.
you have the boss of the director, this fat balding man with glasses shouting into everything. Like he's the guy who goes, "Who's the key grip guy?" You
Oh,
got this
okay.
you got this
Okay.
big black guy going, "I am." You go, punch him in the face.
Okay. Oh, DJ Shadow was the one that that Club Rouge, the After Dark mix that you used.
Uh huh.
That was him.
Huh?
That was the I don't did you didn't make that one, did you? The club,
Yeah, I made
the
I
song,
made that one.
the song.
Yeah, I made that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. I think he. Okay, I'm confused. Okay, Shadow, you got to clear that. We have to clear that one up later because I don't understand. Uh, Anywho, let me go back. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. But yeah, okay. Oh, the comment. Oh, the comment. Okay, I'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, I see what you mean. The comment.
Ah.
It was one of the
Oh,
comments.
I think I remember now.
There it goes. The lights clicking.
Yeah.
But no, but like I said, I honestly think when it comes down to like this, like a lot of people just don't know how to just, like I said, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Or like
Yeah.
and I think it should be that it's really that simple. Like, and sometimes things get take a little bit of getting used to, or maybe a couple of passes, looks, or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's not hard, bro. Like, at the end of the day, just realize that when it comes down to art, people like I said, it's a plethora of things, and we talked about.
And
Uh,
there's a thing that we also like to say too.
mm,
If you don't like it, make your own.
yeah.
But then some people will go, but you'll make fun of that. And it's like, yeah,
Welcome to the
yeah, we will.
welcome to being an artist. Damn it! And it's like, well,
Yeah.
you just got finished ragging. Like, that's the other thing too. Like, so this is why I be careful with stuff, especially like on Twitter, right? I talk my shit, right? I talk shit sometimes, and especially if something's objectively bad, I'm like, bro, come on now, you know better, But at the
Hmm.
end of the day, it's like somebody worked on it, you know, that's the thing I try to be respectful of. But like, these people don't understand, what goes around comes around. Bro. Like, if don't sit up here and talk all of this mess about Tansau's art, for example, and then you can't draw a stick figure.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
know what's fun? You know what's funny about all this? You know what's funny about all this?
Uh-huh.
I used to have the same mindset that these people had. Like, I couldn't really take blood and gore back when I was a kid.
Mm.
Like, it was just something that was just awful to me. And yet, I was a Mortal Kombat fan. But still, one show that I hated for a while was Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh wow.
And after dealing with these people, I actually sat down and watched an entire season or an entire couple of seasons of Celebrity Deathmatch, and I'm like, man, this show is good.
Yeah. Yeah. See, it's just like it just take. Sometimes it's the offset, like the original. What's the word? The initial. I guess the initial attraction. Sometimes it doesn't, or the first impression. That's the word.
Hmm.
Sometimes the first impression may not be like the best for you. You
Right?
know. Um, but like sometimes all it takes is just you sitting down and looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot. I can understand why a lot of people didn't like Celebrity Deathmatch. I can get it. You know what I'm saying? Because like the claymation, and I think at the time claymation was a big thing. It was pretty big around about that time. And it wasn't too bad. Like it was all right. It was an okay thing, and especially the route that they went with it.
Hmm.
It wasn't necessarily for everybody. Like the jokes were just like, some of the jokes were raunchy and stuff like that. But it is what it
Yeah.
is. But it's one of those things where, like, I really wish people would understand and teach that more, especially at home. Like,
Yeah.
hey, not everything is for you. Like, yeah, you want to be protective of your children, this, that, and the third, but communication is really what rules everything, man. And it's like that's why a lot of these woke people are trying to control the narrative, because they understand at least that if I can control the narrative, I can control the talking points. You know what I'm saying? I can
Yeah.
control this, I can control that, and they only got half of it right. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? The other half is what other people think and what people are willing to deal with. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
They haven't gotten that far, and because of that, they end up just ostracizing people, just calling them ists, phobes, and all that stuff. And surprise, surprise, people don't like you no more.
Exactly. And that's the big problem, right? And like I said, not everything's for everybody, and it's the same thing with people. But at the end of the day, it's one thing to be, not liked and respected
Hmm.
versus not liked and hated.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
like
saying?
the other side is a bitch. Like you become hated, and that's all you'll ever be. Like there's no way that you can redeem yourself, especially if you double down on it.
That's worse.
It's basically par for the course over the internet. Like eventually, you're going to notice that people are going to hate you, and the only thing that you can do, sad to say, is just your embrace your infamy. Like guys like Pauly Shore and Rob Schneider.
Well, it's true. Well, and sometimes like there's nothing you can do about it. And I agree. I totally agree that sometimes there's nothing that you can do about it at that point. And it's just at the point now to where it's like it's up to you to decide what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it's like I said, and to kind of bring it, to bring it back to you personally. uh like I said, I'm actually glad that I'm able to talk with you like this. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, because I didn't know if you were willing to have this type of conversation, what level you're willing to have this conversation. Because like I said, I know you especially when it comes down to Twitter, you're just like, I'm posting art and I'm gone. So
Hmm.
like I don't want to that, and I also don't want you to be targeted, or get to the point to where like you don't or like you feel like you're getting burned out or whatever. Because like I said, I
Right.
I, I understand that as somebody who does music and is kind of burnt out myself. uh I know how that goes. I know how that
Right.
goes. And I definitely, like I said, I definitely want to like link up with you, and get your ideas on thoughts on some of the music that I've done. And maybe we can work out a trade or something. And like I said, I've already commissioned you with Dinah, and I want to kind of like keep that going. Like I said, I have a like I said, eventually, like I said, I want to work that out, like properly. I don't want to be just like try to get. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to get like buddy buddy with them just to get something out of them. um
Right.
I want to create something. This is part of what I'm creating. Um, with the Dynasty Network, this is something that where people can come together and to be a part of something that's great, and also share also express your own greatness. You know what I'm saying? To kind of break things down, like I got the name from Dynasty Network. The Dynasty Network name from playing Dynasty Warriors, because I used to be a really big Dynasty Warriors fan. It was like one of my top games to play all the time. Uh, and I just realized, like looking at some of the history stuff of how people came together, and how people came together for a common cause, and they basically represented and did their thing. And
Hmm.
I like to get around with other creators and show that basically creators that I appreciate, like for example 13 in here, DJ Shadow, people that I listen to from time to time, and you of course. And like I said, I want to share, like I said, I want to share interests. I want to also like share like the adoration that I have for you and your creative work. Like I said, I like to share your work, and the fact that I have work from you as
Hmm.
well. It's like you kind of get where I'm going with this. Like it's just
Yep.
something that I'm building, and I don't, like I said, I don't want it to ever. I've had people think that I'm trying to use them, and I'm like, no, that's not it. Because I like I said, we have a common ground. Like, hey, I like what you put out, and that's why I try to reach out and do have conversation first before I start doing anything, because I don't want to be like that dude to be like, hey man, can you commission me for this? And oh, thanks, and then don't see again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I mean, you need those type of people. Don't get it wrong, but I don't want to. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? And I like to hang around people that are inspirational, and you're definitely one of those people that's inspirational. Like when I see your stuff on Twitter, I got you on 3 accounts. Okay, I got you
Uh,
on my main account for Twitter, my backup
hmm.
account, and I got the Dynasty Dimes, the one that you made the mascot for, the NSFW stuff, right?
Right.
So if you ever need any like poses or anything, you can always look for inspiration. If you need inspiration for poses, I got you. Anyway, if you need NSFW sauce, I got you. Uh, but I definitely want to say I appreciate you, for taking the time to to talk with me, because it does mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Uh,
like I said, it's definitely I want, if I may, I want to take the time to encourage you, man, just to keep up the good work, bro. Like,
Thank you.
even even take like my work that you did for me out aside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got amazing work. That's no question. You know what I'm saying? I know you're trying to do a lot of other stuff, like with music. Like I said, if you ever need help with that, or anything of that nature, or if you like need, even it's just something like feedback, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Um, I, like I said, I don't want this to be the last time we have a conversation. I even, like I said, if the offer still stands, if you want to be on my Discord server, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just to post your art, or post whatever you
All right.
post, you got a spot. Like I said, just let me know if you're down with that. You don't have to be a part of the social discussion if you don't want to, or anything you don't want to be a part of. Trust me, I got several people in there that don't participate in those social discussions. Yeah, there's musicians. You got people that do music in there. Like I said, that offer still stands for you, and also for anybody that wants to be a part of that. So if you guys want that, let me know. Holla at me. But yeah,
Awesome.
man. As far as you, man, I encourage you to keep up the good work, man. Like, even just something to to remember. Like, even if you're having like a burnout moment, or if you're taking a break, you know, continue to keep going, bro.
Thank
Like,
you for the kind words.
that's not a problem, man. Like, your work is amazing. Uh, I'm glad to gotten a commission from you. I'm glad to actually have a talk with you. Like I said, you're chill. Like, I like that. I like the fact that you're chilling, and you have a good head on your shoulders. And I definitely think that you're gonna go far. Appreciate that, man. So, anything you want to say to the people out there that's supporting you, man? That's gonna be new, old people that support you.
Um, in July, I'm going to start working on this year's No Nut November special. So be on the lookout for that.
Boy, in July. He said he's starting early, y'all. He said you ain't he said by the time I'm done, you ain't gonna want it. Look, no nut November, it ain't gonna happen. You gonna fail off the day one.
So, and plus, I will be accepting uh guest OCs as background characters. So if you want, you can basically send some of those to me, and I'll figure out what to do with them.
Hey, well, mine is readily available, bro.
Awesome.
Readily, let me know you put it in there, and I'm like, I'm in there. Even if you didn't, I'm just like, I'm in there. But yeah, some art does take time, guys. Yeah, 13, you're right. Sony Boy says, thanks for the character you've made me, man. I'm also glad to get commissions. Clement says, I'm also glad to get commissions from Tansau, even though I made two. He
Yeah,
said, I'm looking forward to it. Tansau will love Mujiku. Yeah, Mujiku. I gotta say that right. I can't bip it. But
yeah.
yeah, it's a bib. Yeah, I got tongue twisted. I'm weird, y'all. Y'all know y'all the what Yos that know me, I'm with Spiller Aaron says I'm all over that. Yeah, I feel it, as you should be. But if you guys don't know where to find them by now, y'all sleep. First of all, that's one. Two, I do have links in the description below. Once again, some work will be not safe for work stuff. So if that's not your thing, that's not your
Oh,
thing.
and one more thing I want to say before we take off. Uh, this year's 4th of July special might be a little late, so there won't be that much of promotional and stuff. As soon as I can get my voice actress to send me the files, it's gonna be out.
Okay. All right.
Because I got a couple of people asking me, "Where's the 4th of July special?" It's coming.
Hey. Yeah, yeah, I know you probably deal with a lot of those. Where's it at? Where's it at? No, chill, bro. Chill. They get here when they get here. Chill. I feel that. like I said, I totally understand, especially when you're working with multiple people. Um, you know, you're working with different people. So, are they the same people as from last time? I think didn't you have somebody a voice actor last time, right?
I did, yeah. I had two. Like this one's
Two.
gonna be a little bit different because I've had um I didn't really have much time to produce this one.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like I said that it's gonna be like really short. So yeah.
2 weeks left, bro. I'm count. Look, I wouldn't care if it came out at the end of July. Okay, I'm telling y'all, it wouldn't matter to me. Okay, it's as long as it come. If he says it's gonna be a little bit late, I'm like, I'm expecting it to be at the end of the month. You feel me? I wouldn't
Yeah.
care. But no, I appreciate you coming through, man. Like I said, we'll definitely talk. Stick around. I do have a couple of questions for you afterwards. So, just some other things about Dinah, all that. So stick around. But matter of fact, I'm gonna switch over here. So once again, thank you so much, Tansau. You're amazing, dude.
No problem, and thank you for having me
All
on.
right, not a problem. Right, I'll be right. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I greatly appreciate y'all. Dude is right. He can launch it in November if he wants to. I'm with it. You feel me? Uh, I'm with it. But I thank y'all for coming by. I appreciate the support. If you guys like it, be sure to drop a like. If you guys got any questions that's watching this on the archive, if you guys got any questions, anything that you maybe agree or disagree with, be sure to ask. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all coming. And I'm gonna have more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else I'm gonna be doing. I do a lot of bit of music, gaming, all that good stuff. I might do a live stream on fighting game stuff. Bringing back some fighting game stuff. I do have the Dynasty Dojo where I teaching some fighting game concepts. Feel me? So I'm gonna probably be working on something like that within the future. All right. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me. I'll catch y'all on the next time. Peace. God bless.
The Dynasty